This woman want to see you die. She took your picture to a seer. And God says this is an urgent message only for you. And the reason it has reached you at this exact moment is because Archangel Michael himself has pressed this into the light, refusing to let you miss it. He says he has tried to whisper to you quietly for days, but now the time for gentle signs is over. He says this is the moment you must open your heart because what is unfolding around you is not random, not accidental, and not harmless. Something has been happening in the shadows connected to a woman whose intentions for you have not been pure. She took your picture to a seer, hoping to manipulate something about your life. Your destiny, your path. That moment shocked even her because the seer saw something powerful, something she did not expect, something she could not handle, something that frightened her. They saw that you are protected in ways that human eyes cannot understand. And the attempt to work against you revealed more about her soul than it ever revealed about you. God says the truth behind this is deeper than you know. And this is why this message found you now. God says you have been feeling a strange heaviness lately. Moments of sudden tension, unexplained worries, unusual emotions rising from nowhere. You may have felt eyes on you, not physically but spiritually, like someone was observing your steps. Your growth, your blessings. God says this sensation was not your imagination. You have been sensed, watched, and spiritually measured by someone who could not stand the rising light around you. Though this woman wrapped her intentions in silence, God saw everything. He watched every thought, every plan, every whisper spoken behind closed doors. He saw the jealousy, the bitterness, the insecurity that grew inside her as your blessings started forming even before you could see them. What she took to the seer was not your picture alone. It was her fear that your destiny would outshine her desires. And God says her attempt to interfere has already failed. Archangel Michael says he stepped in the moment your picture was placed into hands that should never have touched it. He says he rose with such force that even the spiritual instruments around them shook. What they tried to do could not reach you because your name is written in a place where no darkness can survive. The seer tried to read your energy, but instead they saw a wall of light, a shield stronger than anything they had encountered. They expected vulnerability, but instead they saw divine protection, a covering, so powerful that it startled them. And in that instant, the woman who brought your picture felt something she could not explain. She felt the weight of her own intentions, the heaviness of her own wrongdoing. And for the first time, she realized that everything she planned had spiritual consequences attached to it. God says, you need to understand something clearly in this moment. You are not in danger. Nothing will happen to you. Nothing will break you. Nothing will interrupt the blessings that are already written with your name on them. You are safe. And the reason you are safe is because heaven is standing guard over every step you take. Your spiritual team is not silent. They are not asleep. They are not passive. Archangel Michael says he has been standing at the entrance of your life, sword drawn, shielding you from what was meant to confuse you, weaken you, or drain your peace. He says, this woman has no power over you, no authority over your destiny, no permission to touch what God has. Blessed. God says something even more important. The only reason this message is urgent is because He wants you to stop carrying fear, suspicion, or confusion inside your heart. He wants you to stop imagining worst-case scenarios and start remembering who you are spiritually. You have forgotten the size of your protection. You have underestimated the power of the prayers you prayed in the past. You have underestimated the strength of the angels assigned to you, and you have especially underestimated the way heaven reacts the moment someone tries to harm you spiritually. God says the smallest attempt against you vibrates the entire spiritual realm because you are chosen in a way that even your enemies cannot deny. There is something else God wants you to understand. The reason you are targeted is not because you are weak. It is because you are rising. Your energy is shifting. Your blessings are forming, and your life is entering a chapter that will expose many people who never truly supported your journey. God says this rise is not small. This next blessing is not ordinary. This shift is big enough to disturb people who liked it better when you were unsure, quiet, struggling, or doubting yourself. And that is why this woman acted from a place of fear disguised as envy. She sensed something coming for you that she could not stop. She sensed a transformation. And she was not prepared to witness. Instead of fixing her own soul, she tried to interfere with yours, and heaven immediately rejected it. Archangel Michael says your energy is going through purification. In the past month, you may have felt more tired than usual, more emotional, more sensitive to the energy of others. You may have noticed certain people acting differently around you. Some withdrawing, some watching you quietly, some pretending to care, but their words feeling hollow. These reactions were spiritual signals. Your aura has been shifting, and people who cannot join your next chapter have been feeling it. The woman who tried to harm you sensed this shift more intensely than anyone else because your rise reveals her spiritual weakness. But God says you must not hate her, fear her, or worry about her. She has already lost access to your life. She has already lost spiritual permission to touch your path. Her actions will return to her, not to you. God says your role now is not to worry about what was done, but to claim what is coming. Your blessings were not delayed. Your breakthroughs were not blocked. Your path was not damaged. Your energy was not harmed. You are stepping into a phase where heaven will restore everything that stress, confusion, or spiritual interference tried to steal from your peace. God wants you to do something extremely simple. Trust Him. Believe that He is with you. Believe that He has already taken care of the unseen. Believe that your name is protected. Believe that your spirit is shielded. Believe that your destiny cannot be rewritten or removed. God says no matter what is happening around you, nothing will go wrong with you. Every door that is yours will open. Every blessing with your name on it will find you. Every negative intention directed toward you will collapse before it reaches your life. Archangel Michael says he has been waiting for you to receive this message so that he can move even more forcefully in your life. He needs your agreement, your faith, your openness. He says the moment you accept this message fully, your energy will shift dramatically. The heaviness will lift. Your clarity will return. Your peace will strengthen, and your intuition will grow sharper than before. You will begin noticing signs, messages, and divine confirmations that you are being guided step by step. God says you will soon see the truth about this woman. Not through confrontation but through revelation. Her mask will slip. Her energy will expose itself. Her intentions will reveal themselves through her behavior, her attitude, her words, and her sudden distance. God will never leave you blind to someone who wishes you harm. He will always show you the truth at the right time, and He is preparing you for that moment. God says this message was not meant to scare you. It was meant to empower you. To remind you that you are not alone. To remind you that angels are actively protecting you. To remind you that you are spiritually secure. To remind you that even when someone attempts to harm you, heaven responds instantly. To remind you that your path is guarded, your heart is protected, and your destiny is untouchable. God says He is with you right now. Closer than your breath, closer than your fears, closer than your worries. He is watching over you with the same love that created your soul. He knows your thoughts, your fears, your questions. He knows how much you have endured. He knows the moments you cried silently. He knows the pain you never spoke aloud. And that is why He refuses to allow anyone to interfere with your life, your health, your mind, or your future. God says, rest assured nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are guided. You are surrounded by light so strong that nothing from the shadows can touch you. And this message is your confirmation that heaven is intensely watching over you. Archangel Michael says, breathe deeply and let this message sink into your spirit. You are not in danger. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are fully surrounded by divine guardians who are fighting for you, shielding you, and carrying you into your next chapter with unimaginable strength. Trust God. Pray to Him. Stay close to His voice. Everything that was meant to trouble you has already been stopped. Everything that was meant to harm you has already been blocked. And everything that is meant for you is coming faster than you expect. Your story is protected. Your spirit is protected. Your future is protected, and your life will unfold exactly the way God intends. Beautifully, powerfully, divinely, and safely. God says, this is the moment you were meant to see. The moment when the truth that was hidden behind shadows begins to rise, and Archangel Michael is standing beside you with a seriousness you cannot ignore. He says he has been trying to reach you again and again, and this time he will not allow you to turn away, because the message that is coming is not ordinary, not gentle. Not something that can be postponed. It is something that must be heard now, because the truth around you has shifted and someone's intentions toward you have been revealed in a way that heaven cannot permit you to overlook. God says He is holding you and nothing will harm you. But you must listen with full awareness, because the light is revealing something that was done in secret. Something that was never meant to be discovered by human eyes, but heaven has exposed it for your protection. Archangel Michael says, a woman, someone whose face you once trusted or at least never doubted, carried your picture to someone who tries to see into hidden realms. She went searching for information about your destiny, your spirit, your path, your blessing. And what this seer revealed to her is the very thing that caused her intentions toward you to shift in a direction you were not supposed to notice. This woman was not prepared for the truth she heard. She was not ready to learn how blessed you are, how chosen you are, and how your presence carries a spiritual weight that she never understood before. She expected to hear something simple, something ordinary, something small. But what she heard shook her and created a kind of fear, a kind of envy, a kind of desperate reaction inside her that made her want your path to slow, your blessings to pause, your rise to stop. Heaven saw everything. Heaven sees every thought, every whisper, every wish. And that is why this message is being delivered with urgency, because you are meant to be protected before anything reaches you in the physical world. God says He is not giving you this message to frighten you, but to awaken the understanding that someone around you has been carrying a heavy intention and they did not want you to succeed. They were overwhelmed by what they saw about your destiny. They were shocked that the seer described you as someone with a divine purpose, someone who carries a light that cannot be dimmed, someone who attracts miracles, someone who will be elevated in a way that others will not be able to explain. This woman did not expect your spirit to be so powerful. She did not expect heaven to be so strongly aligned with you. She did not expect your name to be connected to abundance, protection, breakthrough, and divine favor. And when she learned all this, something inside her reacted out of fear, insecurity, and comparison. Instead of celebrating you, instead of supporting you, instead of being grateful for knowing someone chosen, she allowed her emotions to turn into something harmful. But God says you are divinely protected. Nothing she desires will manifest because heaven's shield is already around you. Archangel Michael says he has been commanded to stand guard over you during this season because your life is entering a phase of blessing so strong, so sudden, so miraculous that anyone who carries jealousy or hidden intentions will be exposed by divine truth. This is why this message is urgent. Heaven is shifting things around you. Heaven is removing people who cannot walk with you into your next chapter. Heaven is revealing hearts, showing you what was done behind your back, and protecting you from every energy that tries to interfere with your peace. You are not supposed to continue walking blindly. You are supposed to be awakened today, because God says the time for your elevation is near and He will not allow anyone to interfere with the path He has chosen for you. God says the reason this woman went to the seer is because she felt something changing around you. She sensed a glow. She sensed an energy. She sensed that you were stepping into something extraordinary. She felt the shift before you did. She sensed the blessing that heaven is preparing to place in your hands. She felt doors opening for you. She felt angels surrounding you, and instead of asking how she could better herself, she asked how she could understand you, how she could influence your path, how she could stop something that was never hers to touch. When the seer described the divine protection around you, she did not receive it with love. She received it with confusion and frustration. She wanted answers that would give her control, but heaven did not allow it. Heaven gave her a message that revealed your spiritual weight, your destined rise, and the impossibility of stopping what God has planned for you. Archangel Michael says she learned something specific about you, something that stunned her. She learned that your life is connected to a divine chain of miracles. She learned that your name carries spiritual authority. She learned that angels are assigned to you because God has marked you for a purpose that others may not understand. She learned that your future is blessed with unexpected financial breakthroughs, elevation, opportunities, and favor that will surprise even you. She learned that there is a time approaching in which your life will transform so rapidly that people around you will not know how to respond. And instead of celebrating this, she allowed fear to speak. She allowed negativity to grow inside her. She allowed her emotions to shape actions that heaven could not ignore. God says you are safe. You are protected. You will not be touched by anything done in the shadows. Every intention that rises against you is already dissolving, falling apart in the presence of divine light. Nothing she tried, nothing she wished, nothing she planned, nothing she whispered will have any effect on you. God says He is bringing this message to you so you understand the importance of the journey ahead. You are stepping into a season where you will need clarity. You will need discernment. You will need spiritual awareness. And this message is meant to give you that awareness so you do not walk blindly into the next phase of your life. Heaven wants you to move forward with strength, confidence, faith, and trust. Archangel Michael says, your heart has been tired lately. Your spirit has been overwhelmed, and your mind has been carrying burdens that were never yours to carry. Heaven has seen your silent battles, your private tears, your quiet prayers. Heaven saw how many times you tried to remain strong even when you felt like everything around you was falling apart. Heaven saw how many times you tried to keep faith even when life seemed heavy. Heaven saw your loyalty, your kindness, your patience, your love. Heaven saw the purity in your intentions. Heaven saw that you never wished harm on anyone, even when people did not treat you well. And because of your heart, because of your goodness, because of your truth, God says He will not allow anything to harm your destiny. God says you are not alone. He is standing beside you. He is guiding every step you take. He is protecting you from every unseen intention. He is removing every person who does not belong on your path. He is lifting you into a position where your blessings cannot be interfered with. He is shielding you with divine light that nothing negative can break through. And He wants you to trust Him now more than ever. He wants you to pray to stay close, to stay grounded, because the elevation that is coming is powerful and life-changing. Archangel Michael says the reason this message feels intense is because the spiritual world has been active around you. There have been shifts, movements, changes, releases, protections, redirections, and exposures happening behind the scenes. You may have felt strange energy, sudden emotions, unexpected heaviness, or moments of confusion recently. This is because heaven has been rearranging the atmosphere around you. Heaven has been pushing away people who do not belong near your blessings. Heaven has been blocking actions that were not meant to reach you. Heaven has been revealing hearts. Heaven has been strengthening your intuition so you can see truth without being told. Everything you felt recently was part of your purification, part of your preparation, part of your protection. God says the truth that shocked this woman is something that will soon manifest in your life in ways that cannot be hidden. You are about to receive something significant. You are about to step into a new phase that carries abundance, peace, and divine opportunities. You are about to rise in ways that people never expected. Your prayers, even the silent ones, have reached heaven. Your tears have been collected. Your struggles have been seen. Your faith, even when small, has been powerful, and because of that, heaven is rewarding you. Archangel Michael says he has been trying to contact you because time is moving quickly. Your blessing is close. Your shift is near. Your transformation is already unfolding. He wants you to stay connected. Stay prayerful, stay aware, because the coming days will bring clarity, relief, and divine breakthroughs. He says you must not ignore this because this is the moment where your life begins to change. He says you must know that someone tried to interfere with your path, not with physical actions, but with intentions born from insecurity and fear. But God has already blocked everything. Nothing can reach you. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can delay you. God says your life is protected by divine law, divine order, and divine purpose. You were chosen long before anyone tried to speak against you. Your purpose was written long before this woman felt threatened by you. Your blessings were prepared long before anyone attempted to understand or interfere. And now heaven is making sure you continue moving forward without hesitation. Archangel Michael says to breathe, to trust, to pray, to stay close to God. He says the message he brings is serious but the outcome is beautiful. He says everything that was done in shadows is falling apart. Everything that was whispered against you is dissolving. Every intention that was not pure is being exposed and removed. God says this is an urgent message only for you and it reaches you in the exact moment your spirit is ready to hear it. You may not understand why your heart is beating faster right now. Why the air around you suddenly feels heavier. Why something inside you is whispering that this is not just another message, not just another passing moment, but a turning point crafted by divine hands. God says He has been trying to reach you for a long time and today He is speaking again because the spiritual atmosphere around you shifted last night. Archangel Michael is standing very close, closer than you have felt him in months, and he is calling your name with an authority that shakes the unseen world. He says, this message is extremely serious, and he has come forward because someone attempted to interfere with your destiny in a way that heaven could not overlook. Archangel Michael says, this woman carried your picture to someone who deals in dark intentions, someone who tries to manipulate fate with shadows instead of light. She thought that if she handed your picture to this seer, she would gain power over your path. But what she did not expect was the truth that was revealed to her. The moment your picture was placed before that seer, the atmosphere shifted. The seer saw something she never expected. She saw a divine covering around you that could not be broken, a protection so strong that it shocked her. She told the woman something that made her spirit tremble. She said that your destiny is untouchable, chosen, marked by heaven and guarded by a power she could not challenge. That woman left afraid not because she succeeded in her intention, but because she realized that touching your life spiritually carries consequences she cannot escape. God says He allowed her to discover this for a reason. He wanted her to see that your life is not ordinary, your path is not weak, and your spirit is not exposed. God says He allowed it so you could be elevated to a higher level of divine awareness. Not so you would fear, but so you would understand how protected you truly are. He says that the woman's actions backfired instantly because angels intercepted what was meant for you. Nothing touched you. Nothing broke through. Nothing even got close. Archangel Michael says he blocked everything before it reached you because heaven has already decided that you are safe. He wants you to know that this is not a moment to panic. This is a moment to understand your spiritual rank. God says He watched as everything unfolded and He stepped in immediately because He will never allow darkness to decide anything about your destiny. Your story is written in divine ink, not in the words of someone who wishes harm. You are safe because God says you are safe. You are protected because God Himself assigned His angels to surround you. You are lifted because heaven has chosen to lift you. Nothing will go wrong with you. Nothing will collapse in your life. Nothing will be taken from you. God says He is in full control, and all He wants from you is one thing: trust. Trust Him when things feel confusing. Trust Him when people act strangely. Trust Him when situations shift suddenly. Trust Him when you feel spiritual pressure around you. Your trust is the key that unlocks divine intervention. Archangel Michael says he has been trying to contact you for days, but you were emotionally distracted, spiritually drained, and overwhelmed by daily life. Today, he stepped forward with more force because he could not allow you to miss this moment. He says that you have been sensing something strange lately. Like someone thinking about you with negative energy, like someone talking about you behind your back, like someone wishing your downfall. You may have felt tired for no reason, or mentally unsettled at unexpected times, or suddenly anxious even when nothing was wrong. That was not you. That was the spiritual impact of her intention. But hear this clearly. None of it reached you. None of it broke through. The angels blocked everything long before it could even approach your energy. You only felt the echo, not the attack. God says this is the moment your life begins to rise again. He says this revelation is not to frighten you but to free you. He says you have spent too many months wondering why certain things slowed down, why certain blessings were delayed, why opportunities paused, and why relationships took strange turns. God says the interference came from someone who could not stand your elevation. Someone who felt threatened by your potential. Someone who believed that if she could manipulate your spiritual path, she could slow your progress. But her efforts have been completely broken. They do not hold power. They have no authority, they have already failed. Archangel Michael says he is standing guard over you right now because the spiritual world is shifting again in your favor. He says that the next few days will reveal signs that the interference has been cancelled. He says your energy will feel lighter. Your sleep will improve. Your intuition will sharpen. Your spirit will feel stronger. You will begin to sense peace where there was confusion, clarity where there was heaviness, and protection where there was fear. You will feel God's presence in a way you haven't felt in a long time. Because this message serves as a spiritual reset. God says He is reconnecting you to blessings that were temporarily blocked. He is restoring the flow of abundance that was interrupted. He is opening doors that were held shut by hidden intentions. He is elevating you above every form of negativity that was sent your way. God says you are not stepping into a season of survival. You are stepping into a season of breakthrough. He says that the next phase of your life will expose who truly stands with you and who secretly stands against you. Do not be surprised when certain people distance themselves or when certain connections fall away suddenly. God says He is removing every relationship that cannot go with you into your next blessing. Archangel Michael says, you have been carrying a heavy emotional burden for too long. You have been overthinking, replaying past situations, questioning your worth, and doubting your progress. He says, the weight you feel is not yours. It is the energy of people who projected negativity onto you. He says that once their influence is removed, your spirit will rise with a strength that will even surprise you. You will wake up one morning soon and feel completely different, completely renewed, completely empowered. That shift will not be random. It will be the moment heaven completes this cleansing. God says He is preparing something for you that will silence every doubt, every fear, and every negative intention that has ever been directed toward you. He is preparing a blessing so large that even your enemies will pause and realize they cannot stop what God has ordained. You will soon step into opportunities that were meant for you from the beginning. You will attract the right people, the right support, the right relationships, the right breakthroughs. God says His hands are on your life so strongly right now that nothing can interfere. Nothing can delay and nothing can corrupt what He has planned. Archangel Michael says he is giving you spiritual strength right now. He is touching your mind, clearing old anxiety, removing old fear, and strengthening your intuition. You will begin to see people's true intentions clearly. You will feel when someone is genuine and when someone is not. You will detect dishonesty before it reaches your heart. You will feel spiritual warnings before situations turn harmful. You will be guided by divine instincts that protect you from every trap, every lie, and every hidden agenda. God says this message is not an accident. He brought it to you at a time when your spirit needed reassurance, clarity, and divine protection. He says He will never allow you to walk in darkness without guidance. He will never allow you to be unprotected. He will never abandon you. He will never fail you. Even when you feel alone, God says you are surrounded by angels. Even when you feel weak, God says your spirit is stronger than every attack. Even when you feel lost, God says He is directing your steps with precision. Archangel Michael says this woman will no longer have access to your spiritual path. She will be blocked energetically. She will not be able to influence your life, your emotions, or your future. Her intentions have been cancelled permanently. She will not gain anything from what she attempted. Instead, God says you will rise higher because of it. You will receive more blessings, more clarity, and more divine favor because heaven has marked this moment as an elevation for you. God says He wants you to breathe and release the worry you've been carrying. He wants you to surrender the fear you didn't even realize you were holding. He wants you to trust Him completely. He wants you to know that your life is in His hands and He will protect you from everything seen and unseen. God says you do not need to fear anyone's intentions. You do not need to fear spiritual attacks. You do not need to fear the future. He has already gone before you and secured every step. Archangel Michael says, you are stepping into a season where everything that was hidden will be revealed. You will see people clearly. You will understand situations deeply. You will feel God guiding you in ways you have never felt before. You will realize that you are not just protected, you are chosen. You are not just safe. You are destined. You are not just watched over. You are being elevated. God says you are entering a new spiritual chapter where blessings will move quickly. Opportunities will appear suddenly and breakthroughs will unfold effortlessly. He says the interference has been removed. The path is clear and the angels are already preparing what is coming next. He says you will rise and nothing can stop what heaven has aligned for you. You are safe. You are protected. You are surrounded by angels. God says trust Him. Pray to Him and know that He is handling everything for you. Your life is covered in divine light and no darkness can ever overcome what God has chosen to bless. God says this is an urgent message only for you. And as I speak this into your spirit, I want you to take a deep breath and feel the atmosphere around you begin to shift because something serious is moving in the unseen. God says He has been watching everything, even the things you were never meant to see with your natural eyes. And now He is pulling back a veil because you must know the truth. Archangel Michael says he has been trying to contact you for days. Whispering signs, sending sudden chills, strange dreams, repeated numbers, unexpected thoughts appearing in your mind, but you brushed them away thinking they were random when in reality they were warnings from heaven. Michael says, this message is for you and you must not ignore him this time because something spiritual has reached a critical point. You were wondering why your sleep felt disturbed, why your emotions suddenly shifted in unexpected ways, why you felt watched even in your own home, why your energy felt drained for no logical reason. And God says now is the moment to reveal why. God says, this woman, the one who smiles in front of others, the one who pretends to understand you, the one who acts innocent in public, has been carrying something in her heart that you never imagined. God says her intentions toward you have been dark in a spiritual sense rooted in jealousy, fear, obsession, and twisted emotions she never healed. She wanted to see your downfall. She wanted to see your light dim. She wanted to see you crumble spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially because your existence bothers her more than she will ever admit. God says she envies the grace that is on your life. She envies your connection to divine protection. She envies the doors that open for you without you begging for them. She envies the favor that follows you even after people try to block it. She envies the way heaven chooses you again and again even when you feel unworthy. She envies the way your spirit attracts blessings without effort. She envies your resilience. How you rise again when